Good morning and welcome to another Hometown Credit Union Virtual Lunch and Learn. Today we are joined by Katie Thies of the Northfield Community College Collaborative. That's a mouthful, Katie.
Sure is.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you so you can share with our viewers a little bit about this amazing program. So to start out with, if you could tell us a little bit about how the Northfield Community College Collaborative benefits young people.
Yeah, so we started in 2018, in fall of 2018, as a local initiative just to help bring a local community college to Northfield. Prior to that, we hadn't had one, and we found that was a barrier for a lot of graduating high school students who didn't have access to a vehicle or who couldn't be living near a community college, and just various things. Such as not being able to take off of work for Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, like classes are typically set up. And so we just wanted to bring a local initiative to Northfield. And so we partner with Riverland Community College out of Owatonna, Austin, and Albert Lea in order to provide students the opportunity to get their Associate of Arts degree without having to leave Northfield. And so we have had 12 students that have graduated from our program so far. And we have a handful that are on the docket to graduate this fall. And yeah, I think it provides a good local opportunity for students to stay home if they are helping with family stuff or even want to continue living with their family, are not ready to leave home quite yet, have children, are working a lot. Just the ability to still take classes in a supported environment.
That's so awesome. So can students take advantage of this program while they're still in high school, or is this for post-high school?
It's for post-high school as of right now. Maybe one day we'll expand to PSEO, but as of right now, it's just for high school graduates or students who have a GED.
That's awesome. And what kind of degrees can students work towards with this program?
Yeah, there are a lot of different degrees. So primarily our students are taking classes for their either their general education courses to get started on that or their Associate of Arts degree. But we also have students that we support that are working on their LPN or are working on different certificates. And so Riverland is our primary partner, and that's who we offer our classes through. But we also have partnerships with students or with community colleges such as Normandale, DCTC, and we have students going there. And so we are just another facet of support for them in order to ensure that they're doing well in their classes and that they just have a layer of support to make sure that they're successful.
That's so awesome. So let's say that there's a young person that's watching this and they think, you know what, I think this might be a fit for me. What would their next steps be to work on getting enrolled and getting started?
Yeah, so they either sending me a text, phone call, or email is usually how students get a hold of me. And we sit down, we first have a conversation of what their goals are and what they would like to be to make sure that it's a right fit, because it's not going to be a right fit for everyone. But after, if they determine that it is, we figure out which college they want to be attending. And if they want to do in-person classes, we would have them apply to Riverland. Once they're accepted, there's an orientation that they have to complete. They have to do a career interest inventory so they can get matched with an advisor at Riverland Community College, and then they register both with me and with their advisor. We do a joint meeting to make sure that any questions are answered, and then once they're registered, they can start classes in whatever the upcoming semester is.
That's so awesome. So in current times, are you seeing that a lot of classes are online, or are you still going to be meeting in person with proper precautions?
Yeah, so we are doing Zoom classes as of right now for what would have been our in-person classes. We just decided, in order to keep students safe and family safe and everything, to switch to Zoom. And so we still offer the space for any students who, if they don't have a quiet household to be doing Zoom, or if it's just if their home isn't conducive for Zooming, they can still come to the NCCC, as we call it.
NCCC, like that's catchy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a very long name, so we decided to shorten it. But we offer that space for them to be able to have guaranteed Wi-Fi and have a guaranteed quiet space. And so we had a couple students who took advantage of our space this week while classes started. And we also have an in-person tutoring night for statistics, and we've split it up into 2 nights so that we can be able to provide the precautions and have social distancing. But we just have the students who are taking online classes, and they come in person for tutoring to make sure that they're successful, because statistics online by yourself is not always an
Why?
easy thing for a lot of students.
What is it about statistics that makes it so hard? Because I've personally recently taken an online class for that, and it's
Mhm.
not easy.
No, it
Yes,
sure is
I
not,
would love
especially,
some
yeah.
tutoring. So, uh, so what other resources does NCC do to help the students be successful? So you mentioned having the quiet space, you
Mhm.
mentioned potential tutoring. Do you help to guide that student through their class selections along with that
Mhm.
advisor and things like that?
Yeah, so we do a lot of academic advising. That's our primary support. We'll help students learn how to check their grades, and yeah, we'll connect them with tutors. We'll help go through their online classes, because online classes, it's rarely consistent of how to see what's due, when it's due, how it's due, where it's due. It's all under the like online portal, but each professor sets their online portal up differently. Um, we also do a lot of financial aid help, because financial aid is a very complicated thing, especially if you're first generation to college student. And we also do a lot of we just connect students to resources in the community too. We've had a lot of students who have, we've connected them with the Community Action Center if they're facing food or housing insecurity. We partner with the local Northfield Union of Youth to make sure that they're also seeking nice environments and fun environments to find friendships and everything. We connect them to meaningful employment and help do job searches, resume workshops, career cover letter workshops, and of course our financial workshops with you. So
And I love doing those. What a fantastic group of students that I've had the pleasure to present with on multiple occasions. Now, a little bit ago, you talked about the NCCC
mhm.
being a quiet place where students can come and work on their homework or classes. That reminds me that you have a new home. Tell us a little
Sure
bit
do.
about your new space.
Yeah, so we're located in the Northfield Community Resource Center, also a longer name, the NCRC. And so we recently moved there because we kind of outgrew our space. We loved our previous space, but the new location provides us with a lot more room, especially as if we consider doing in-person classes next semester, if it's seeming to be safe, we'll still be able to social distance, where that would have been difficult in our previous space. And also, we have 2 classrooms and are able to offer 2 classes a night, which is super nice because it'll give students more of an option. Whereas before we were only able to host 1 class a night, and so providing limited options for students to be able to take in-person classes. And so they would oftentimes do 1 or 2 classes and then have a couple of online classes as well that they'd be working on.
That's so wonderful.
Mhm.
So is there age limitations or kind of targeted age ranges for the potential students for the NCCC?
There is not any. We've had a couple of students that have been in their 50s and 60s, and we've had students as young as right out of high school, but our primary age is usually 18 to 22 or 24.
Okay.
But we do have, it's really great. We've had a handful of students that have come in their late 20s or early 30s as well, and they have a couple kids and are just wanting to return to school, and have found success and have graduated. A few of them have graduated from the NCCC as well, which is, or graduated from Riverland, but with the support from NCCC.
That's so wonderful. And does NCCC serve the Northfield geographic location, or is it open to students from other communities?
Yeah, it's open to anyone. The primary is Northfield, but we have a couple of Faribault students who have sprinkled in and have just appreciated our support that we provided, and have heard from friends that it's a good location to take classes. And so, yeah, we have a few from there, but the primary geographic location is Northfield.
Okay, very good, very good. So let's say that there are students or potential students that are watching this. They've got college on the horizon, whether
Mhm.
that be a community college or a four-year, whatever that looks like. And perhaps they might live out of the area where they could attend the NCCC. What advice would you have for young people that are getting ready to start thinking about college? Do you have any words of wisdom that you could share? Or
Yeah, I think there's two big ones. One is not everyone has a support group, but there are people out there that really want to be supportive of young students going to college. And so I think leaning on and honing on those supports and everything would be really great, and advocating for yourself. Sometimes that's really hard, but it's a really important skill to learn in order to be a successful college student, is making sure you're emailing professors if you're struggling and not just silently suffering. And I also think there's a really big push for students to go to four-year universities, and that's not necessarily what would be best for a student. There's so many opportunities out there, and so 4-year, 2-year, like certificates, diplomas, apprenticeships, going straight into the workforce of the military. Like, it doesn't have to be a one-size-fits-all for what you do after after high school. And so I think really just finding what you think would be the best option for you. And if going to school later on is something that you want to do, school's always going to be there.
so for students that are in that position that are not sure on the best path for them post high school, would you recommend that they stop by their high school guidance office and have a discussion there? Or are you aware of some online resources that can help guide students through that process of discovery?
Yeah, I think there are probably a lot of online options. I haven't explored them a lot, but I think either talking to their guidance office, some high schools have alumni centers or alumni coordinators. Northfield does, which is really great. But I think also if they are interested, they can contact me, and I would love having those conversations with students, because I really want students to be successful and to find the path that's right for them, even if it's not community college or even college in general. So
That's awesome. Would you be willing to share your contact information with the audience?
yeah, my email is director@northfieldccc.org, and my cell phone number I can text or call is 507-301-6021.
Wonderful. Thank you. Anything else that you'd like to share with our audience before we say good afternoon?
No, we're just super grateful to be a part of this interview, and look forward to anyone who sees it and has any questions, or we're always looking for tutors. So if you are skilled in a certain area, feel free to contact me as well.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for all the hard work that you do and for all the things that NCCC brings to the community.
Excellent. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and it was good to chat with you, Kurt.
Thank you. All right, folks, have a great day, and keep an eye on our website and our YouTube page for upcoming future videos. Thank you very much.